the Garcia fight. That's a fight where I remember I went to the casino and there's different ways to bet it. But one of the ways you could bet it is he will win by the end. Like, so it's weird. It's like you could do straight money line win, but for some reason, if you say, hey, he's going to win at the very end of a decision, the odds go up higher, right? Or for you. And at that time, I remember Ryan Garcia started at plus 1,400, bro. And then the day of, it was plus 1,100. Right. And at that point, it's like, I guess you guys are thinking either somebody's going to get knocked out or Devin Haney's just going to kill this guy. But you can't give these odds without some people putting in some money. Plus 1,100 is ridiculous. So I put a little something in, and suffice to say I won, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. You just don't know. Like, you can't do that. And I say this because, like what you were talking about with Yard, right? Currently, right now, it's plus 900. Now, again, like you said, if there was going to be an upset, it could be Yard. So there may be some people that'll put some money in Yard. Personally, for me, after looking at that weigh-ins, I'm sticking to my exact pick. I believe that David Benavidez didn't really have a problem with making weight.
Me too.
Although you can see clearly that Yard looks like he's 175.
But I think people are so used to seeing David Benavidez not look the way he's looking, because I understand he looks different. He looks slimmer, but I think people think that he did that in an unhealthy way. They're not realizing that he's just been taking his journey in the light heavyweight division that serious, and that he's just really worked for the way he looks. He didn't do an extreme weight cut. He's actually in great shape. That's what I believe we saw in David Benavidez.
Yeah. And again, guys, just remember, David Benavidez is 28 years old. Okay. Anthony Yard is 35 years old. So just know the age, right? Anthony Yard, though, for real, looked like what we've always said he was. He's a for real 175. You could see it in his muscles and his body. I think that what's going to be fun about this, and I've said it to you before, Clay, and I'll continue to say it, this is the time we're going to see David Benavidez. Can he truly handle 175? And has his boxing skills really grown? And I think it has. So that's why I picked him for decision win.
No doubt. No doubt. Salute, man. Yo, I got two of my guys on here. This panel right here is a good one, man. We only up here for a short time, for a good time, not a long time. I got things to do today, but I wanted to open it up. And shout out to my guy, Round One Sports, who's been doing his thing. I've been watching Round One from a distance, right? I'm watching my guy from a distance, because kind of watching is just like Round One's doing his thing, man. Very passionate about the sport of boxing, man. Another guy who they've said is long-winded at times. Fellow long-winded guy, right? We just can't help it, Round One. We just love the sport like that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. Shout out to Round One Sports, and of course my guy, my co-host Ray Davis in the building. Ray, what's good? I gave my picks, and I'm dying to hear what you guys think about the picks. But more importantly, I want to know about what you guys' picks are, right? Yeah. This one right here is, listen, man, Turkey's done a lot of things. We've held Turkey accountable for his recent activity, but this one right here is the reason why we wanted Turkey in the game, right? This is one of those moments we celebrate Turkey. This is what it's all about with Turkey, is these kind of cards, right? Like, no matter how we want to think about the decisions he's made with the zone and the tier package, and maybe he's, things he did confronting Canelo. He has a list of things that he's done, weird things that clearly he's a privileged man who's not used to dealing with the adversity he's faced in boxing. But at the end of the day, this one right here is one of the ones where you're like, that's why this is the reason why we need Turkey in the game. This card right here, 50-50 matchups, great fights. I'm not sure how easy it was for you guys to make the decision. It was difficult for me, especially with this Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr. one. But I'm super interested in what you guys have come up with. What do you think about it, Round One? And we'll start with you.
It was very simple for me. It was an easy card to pick.
Okay.
I picked all the Americans to win.
All right.
And that's why we love Round One, right? That's why we love Round One, right? That's what we're here for.
Best thing you're doing there. Good job. Listen.
Hey, round one, can I just compliment you? I love the steak throwing punches on the top right corner.
That's nobody seems to get this, but steak is beef. That's boxing beef.
Oh,
See what
that's
I'm saying?
cool. Okay,
That's a
got
steak.
it.
It's made of beef. It's got boxing gloves,
Gotcha.
boxing beef.
That's
People
cool.
be like, "What's a pork chop?" I'm like,
You know
dude,
what it
can you
is,
not figure that
Round
out?
One?
Like,
It's never what's in front of us, bro. We always got to look, because we always
right.
trying to find the philosophy behind it, and we just can't call it the way we see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a steak, boxing beef. That's it.
Right.
You
No
know?
doubt.
But I say that humbly. I got the Americans because Benavidez has an American flag. He represents America. I got him in the fight against Yard. Both American fighters, Devin Haney and Brian Norman Jr., whichever man wins, I got the American in that fight. I also got the American in Abdullah Mason versus Sam Notes, which is Abdullah Mason. And I also got the American in Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Puma.
Right.
You know, so I got that side like that. I like the matchups. Listen, Puma's not out of this by a long shot. He throws a lot of punches, but he's catered for the slick punching of Bam Bam Rodriguez and the counter punching. He's catered for that. You know how slick Bam is on the inside. You know, he loves guys that throws a lot of punches.
Oh, yeah.
So his style kind of caters for him to get his ass kicked, kind of handed to him by Bam. As far as Abdullah Mason, this is an even fight on many different levels because this is their both toughest fight. This is Sam Nose's toughest fight. This is Abdullah Mason's toughest fight. They're on the same level, and I love this fight for so many different ways because this is where these two young men can separate from one another, and we'll see the rise of another champion. You know, possibly the legacy of Abdullah Mason, the start of it. Okay. As far as Brian Norman Jr. and Devin Haney, I've flip-flopped many times on this.
Me too.
I've gone back and forth inside of my head. The best version I can clearly come up with is Devin Haney giving Brian Norman fits. I've seen Devin Haney deal with strong fighters like Regis Progress and power punchers, and I've seen him move around them. Now, I think that Brian Norman Jr. at some point in the fight is going to go down on the scorecards, and he's going to have to sell out. That's where he's his most dangerous. We all know that Devin Haney doesn't fight well going backwards, and I think that's where he could have success. I'm not sure if he's going to catch up to Devin Haney all night with that power. He's going to have to settle in, box Devin Haney, and try to create his opportunities. Might kind of like throw the punch without seeing it type shit. But may the best man win in that fight. I really don't have a winner or a loser. They're both winners in my eyes. And I love that they're competing and they're stepping in the ring to compete right now and put their O's on the line. It speaks to their pedigree. It speaks to later in life. They're going to be able to look back and say, I fought that man. I shared the ring with that man, with that warrior. Like that. And that's what I believe is important right now. And these young men and women that are coming up need to take notes to seeing two men fighting in their prime. And for one of the first times, Devin Haney's coming into the fight, the older fighter. Let's just remember that.
He's only
not the young guy anymore.
And the weight cut is not on the table this fight, right? Like it seems like we're past this chapter of these extreme weight cuts and all of that. It seems like we might see the first confident in his ability, you know,
Devin, yes,
matching with his physical abilities on the same page for Devin.
And as far as Devin Monster the David Benavidez fight, listen, guys, I'm gonna speak honestly right now. It's honest that I don't like that weight cut that the Monster did because I see it differently. I see that being a problem. I see that his problem is coming to him in a different light. Get what I'm saying? All right. And that right there, that kind of weight cut, he's a fat boy that always worked out to try to stay skinny. He's never looked like that.
Right.
There's only one thing in the world I know that can take off that kind of weight and keep it off and have your chin sunken in. That white girl's a mother. And I'm going to tell you right now, right? I'm telling you, I've seen this in the boxing gym. And I've seen it. Never in my life do you get older and it becomes easier for you to cut weight. And you mean to tell me at the oldest you got, at the highest pinnacle, all of a sudden you're making weight like that? But yet your last fight, you did test positive. Let's just remember, just your last fight. How did you shake that problem? Now, I'm not pointing no fingers or making accusations, but I'm a little concerned for the man. Is his well-being, is his mental state all there? Can he take a punch? You know what they say. Too much partying. So all I'm saying is a lot of people are looking this, and I'm looking at it like I just heard what happened in his last fight. And I know how he lost his belt and he got in this situation in the first place. And I heard Rick James say,
Hell of a drug.
hell of a one.
Oh,
You could ask Joseph Parker too.
Yo,
How'd you get off of that?
yo.
So listen, I ain't coming, I'm just concerned. That's all. I'm not taking shots. I'm saying, young man, don't think that the world's not watching and there's not street people, street savvy, that can look at you and say, I've seen this before.
I mean, his eyes look normal, but
All right,
Yeah, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? But I have a feeling round one's talking with a little bit of experience here. I think he's.
Listen.
I got a feeling he's seen some things that we haven't necessarily seen.
I done seen some shit.
Even last night, like we was on the hangout, and I was talking to Johnny, and I was talking to Coach Marcus, and it was so confident about what Brian Norman is going to do tomorrow against Devin Haney. And I said, there's a difference between you and us. The thing is, you guys have been in the gym. You've seen Brian Norman sparring. You've seen him working on all these things, and it's making you even more confident in what he can do. Where we are really speculating and just trying to kind of figure it out. So ain't nothing like having that hands-on experience, being able to see these things in a different light. And I think what we're looking here with round one, I think we're looking at round one having an eye that we just don't have yet.
Listen, let me tell you something. A lot of us come from different parts of the world. We experience a lot of different things.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and some of it is not due to our part. We just born into it.
No,
right?
100%.
You know?
Yeah.
So you gotta like navigate your way through it. Some of us don't come out of it. Some of us do. Right. But I tell you what, my thing is this: I don't really have a leg to stand on to say anything. All I know is what I've experienced through my life, and I've experienced men that have tried to get up here and say, "Oh, now that I'm 35 years old, I got stronger, faster, quicker, and I can hit the ball further."
Damn, yo.
Really?
It is what it is. It is. Salute to Round One Sports, man. Salute to Round One Sports, man. What a take, man. My guy, man. I keep telling you guys, this is my guy, bro. People don't like it. He really is my guy. Like, listen, and right off his spitting it the way he see it, man. Salute. My guy Ray Davis in the building, man. Ray, what's goody, man. So you heard my takes. I think, Ray, by the way, Ray, were you surprised at my takes at all? Did anyone throw you off?
Listen, let me tell you something. You obviously didn't watch the chat when you were picking, right? I wasn't. Listen, I told everybody in the chat, you buttering up biscuits and serving us dumplings, bro. Like, I don't even understand, bro. Like, how's that even possible? You know what I mean?
Listen, man, I wanted to build. I was working on the trailer, right? I wanted the movie. I think I did a good job, man. I think
you did a good job, Clay. We're just messing with you, man. You did a good job.
I held out, man. I took my time. But listen, man. My pick is my pick. But listen, man, I know this fight's gonna be great because I feel it in my stomach, right? As far as like the nerves, the same way I felt about Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. You know what I mean? It was the nerves because there's so much imminent danger in this fight for Devin Haney. There's so much on the line. Brian Norman Jr. can legitimately be exposed. Devin Haney, if he can't get his footwork together, if he can't meet Devin Haney somewhere in the middle here and make this, he can really get embarrassed in this fight. So I know what's at stake here for both these fighters. I feel it for both of them. When I saw them do that stare down today, and I was like, I saw it for both of them. They both understood. You saw it on Devin's side. He just was like, and you seen it on Brian, like it's so much on the line. So much shit has been talked. Brian Norman Sr.'s mother, who passed away, rest in peace, was talked about in this situation. Senior's been on a campaign. We saw what he went through with Ron Boots and his situation. He's been putting himself front line in front of everybody, confronting all naysayers. And of course, Bill Haney, you can tell how serious it is for that team because Bill has sat in the background and not been so active on social media. What do you think he's been doing? He's been getting his son ready because he knows it's do or die time. So I'm feeling it, and it's making it even more exciting. But I had to make a pick, man, and I went in the direction I thought it was at. But man,
okay,
what do you
no
think,
wrong
Ray?
with that. Listen, man. All right, y'all heard my pick. It wasn't even a pick. It was a more of a gut feeling. And I'm telling you, Devin wins this fight. I like everything round one said. Everything he said. How he displayed the first couple of rounds. Devin's going to be on high energy. I am not taking nothing away from Brian Norman Jr., but experience. I'm only taking away that he's saying a lot of tough things. I'm going to break your meniscus. I'm going to have him carry you out the ring. Bro, I only got these 2 fists. He sounds like the bully in the classroom that he don't want nobody to mess with him. And if you come over here, I'm just going to break you in half. And it's crazy that when somebody does that, you talk about nervous energy, that's nervous energy. I'm trying to push back and get into your head to tell you that I'm going to beat you up so you're scared, right? At the same time, we got a guy that we always heard about. You mentioned this, Blue mentioned this, many people mentioned this. I've heard multiple people. Devin in the ring is a savage when it comes to sparring and it comes to camps and it comes to him just being there training. A savage. And that guy stated yesterday he's going to bring that energy into the ring with him. I've seen him do it before. I've seen him with the Linares fight and him standing there toe to toe, going there with a strong fighter. I've seen him going there, Jojo Diaz, and a strong toe to toe with a balanced fighter and being able to beat him up. Then I seen him actually do something different with Regis. I seen him able to sit there and make this guy fight the fight he wants him to fight and keep him at bay and hit him at will. Then I seen the dominance of what he did with Kambosos. Crazy. So he's showing different levels. Now, you want to talk about him moving on the back foot, whatever. He may do that from time to time. I mean, that's what boxers do, right? He may fall into a trend. He may get hit with something. Recovery is a bad thing, man. If you get hit, you got to recover. You got 2 things you're going to do. You're going to move backwards. You're going to hold on tight. So it's one or the other for Devin. So it is what it is. And then the same goes for Brian Norman. If Devin comes in there as strong as they say he is, or he says he is, actually his team, and he goes in there, he hits Brian with something. Does Brian hold on? Do we got to look for that? Or does he regroup and try to come out and just get looped up and get dropped again? So we have to really understand what this is about when it comes to this fight. It's definitely a 50-50 fight. I'm not taking – listen, I can go either way as well. I'm not on the fence. I am clearly leaning towards Devin, not because I'm a fan, because hey, I'm a fanboy Ray. Whatever. I'll take that. Whatever. But I'm taking it because I just seen something. I seen something, and Devin and Bill are strategists. When they sit there and they go in the ring and they see, hold on, time out real quick. I love this. Let's just go right here real quick, Clay. Pull this up. This last one, with Linares and Jojo Diaz. Please pull that up from Conky FG. Please pull that up. You know why I love that? Because you guys live on losses. Like, people can't lose. So what? They lost.
Wait, who is it? Conky?
Something.
Oh, Koki. Okay, that's correct.
That's okay. Right. That's the guy that delivered the drugs. Right? But look, it's funny that they say this, right? About people having losses on the record.
Let me read it. Let me read it at least.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Jojo Linares had losing records at 135, and they always been natural 126 pounders. Haney going toe to toe with them isn't a flex at that point of their careers. Prime Linares KOs Haney.
Okay. So they had losses, and you're thinking because they were at a smaller weight and they moved up. So we're saying the same thing here, right? So if Devin loses, you're telling me that Devin gets an excuse because he wasn't originally a 147 pounder. That's what he's saying? Or is he saying that these guys have a losing record, and because they had losses on their records, and that's the reason why Devin can't beat them up? That's kind of like an oxymoron. Either way you take it, you're either giving Devin credit or you're taking credit away from Brian Norman. Which one is it? Exactly.
I think at the end of the day,
saying. Look.
Yeah, I think what he not what he's saying. I ain't gonna say what he's saying, but I think what it comes down to at the end of the day is no matter what both these guys have been through, it's all building blocks because what matters is what happens tomorrow. Styles make fights. The difference between all those situations is Brian Norman Jr. He's not Linares. He's not Jojo Diaz. He's not those guys. And the difference between and another difference in this fight is Devin Haney. He's not down there at 135. He's not a weight bully. He's not rehydrating and having issues. He's not. He has more experience. He's who he is with that experience in his arsenal now. He's a different fighter. He's an evolved fighter. He's not the same guy. So at the end of the day, the triangle theory is always such an interesting point of conversation. If you're looking for content and you're looking for conversation, the triangle theory is great.
Well, never in my point.
Hold on a second. But at the
finish. Go ahead.
But at the end of the day, it's the fight tomorrow. Exactly. Styles make fights.
Exactly.
And these two guys are in the ring. Brian Norman has his resume and the things that he's done and his shortcomings and his experience, and Devin Haney has his resume with the things he's done and the things he's been through in his experience. And we got to see who's going to win tomorrow when they get in the ring with each other.
And just to put this on the front line right now, let me put this on Front Street so that we're clear. This is not a comparison to the fighters that are fighting each other. This is a comparison to the fighters and what got them there. This is their resumes and things that tested them to get to this point and how they're going to make their attacks or things of that nature, right? Because I can easily say Brian Norman got beat up on by Quentin Randall. He got dropped by Boca Chica, right? That's the same thing. But does it matter what their records are? No, these are just comparisons and saying that, look, this is what they
didn't lose against Quentin Randall, though. You thought he lost it? You saw that fight and felt like he lost it?
I said he got beat up on.
He got beat up by, he said.
I said beat up on. He was getting jabbed a lot, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he was getting jabbed, but it was a unanimous decision.
So my point is that I'm making is that doesn't matter how it works in your camp or this camp or what side of the fence you stand on. I get that. The point is I'm making is that Devin has been through trial and tribulations in his ways of coming up to this fight, and I think that it was a staple point in his last two fights that he wants to get out of the people's heads. I think Brian Norman has something to prove. I think he has those same moments in his career where people just doubted him, and they continue to doubt him because he's a fresh name in the game. So I think with both of those being said and both of those things coming out, this is going to make for an exciting fight. We're going to see Debo Dev go into the pocket. We're going to see Debo Dev boxing at range, and we're going to see Debo Dev hitting with shots that we never seen him hit with before, because I think, like you said, he's taking the fear out of it. He's going in there with the wrist this time. The chains are unleashed. Bill's letting him go fight. And the same thing for Brian Norman. I think Brian Norman Sr. has been preaching to the people, my son can box, y'all. He's not just a knockout puncher. Watch what my son does. He can cut off the ring. So I think we're going to see a different side. I've been saying this from day one. These guys are going to fight like the opposite of what they are to prove to everyone else who they are. And the person that has the weakest crossover is going to be the person that loses. And I think Brian Norman has the weakest crossover, trying to come in and be in a slick, round boxer, as opposed to a boxer puncher. I think Devin can adapt to being a boxer puncher because of the division he was in, and I think that's why we see Devin at the victory. All right, I'm
just like Shakur Stevenson did, right? Shakur Stevenson showed the world that he could stand in the pocket against William Cepeda when they were saying that all he did was cat and mouse and run. Right. And then all of a sudden, he stood right there in front of William Cepeda, one of the most valued punchers in the game. He has a Guinness World Record for throwing the most punches. Shakur stood right there and showed the world, I can bang with you and I can trade.
Exactly.
Hey, Ray.
Devin Haney shows that. Yes.
Hey, before I go, we do want to hear your other ones, like the other picks.
Oh, the other one you want to hear?
Yeah. You got to go across the board, man.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the Benavidez fight, right? Which I love about this fight. I'm actually rocking with Benavidez. I agree with Clay. I think it's just because Benavidez is what you call the guy, unlimited energy. I think he just has a passion of just keep going. He has this motor, and I think no matter what happens, he's done it from even with the weight. Right, going down to 165, he stayed there. He was able to deal with the weight or whatever, and deal what he had to do there. Moving up to 168, moving up to 175, he's able to probably do similar things. Right, he's taking a big risk on the weight cut, but he's done it before. Yes, he's getting older, but he's also heavier, so it kind of balances out, I think. And I think he's able to maintain the same spirit and energy. Now, what I do believe is that he moves to the back foot. I think he dominates with a jab and goes backwards to set up punches. And I believe if he does that, he's going to be reigning supreme successful. I think he's going to lure Yarde into a lot of shots. And I think Andre Yarde's going to definitely try to get the biggest shot off that he can. He's going to try to box, but obviously we can see the height difference and the reach difference. And that's going to be where the downfall is. And I think that's exactly what happens on that note, and I'm good with it, man. That's what I got. Benavidez, easy
and,
mark.
And then you already picked the Rodriguez one, and
Salute to everybody in the building, man. 60 plus people in the building. Please make sure that you go on ahead and hit that like button. I don't know what the hype button is all about. I keep hearing about a hype button. If there's one in here and you see it, hit that button. I don't know where it's at, but hit it for me. Whatever. I'm hearing that. That's what y'all need to be doing. So hit the hype button wherever it's at. Hit that hype button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel. I got a question for Ray though. Ray, so I agree with you, by the way, everything you said, right? And you already heard my pick, so we don't need to go into that. But if David Benavidez doesn't, is that the only way? In other words, can David Benavidez win this
cannot go forward in this fight? Absolutely not. Danger zone.
Yeah.
Danger zone.
What about Abdullah Mason? Damn notes.
I mean, we can go to that fight. He didn't touch on that. He just touched on Bam, which I can go with the Bam Rodriguez fight. I think that's going to be a tough fight. I think what you said, Edwin, was perfect. You know what I mean? Puma's a high volume puncher, and he's a guy that punches hard with those shots. He's almost like he's not really flat-footed. He's very athletic, and I think that's great, right? And we've seen Bam go down with the Estrada fight, right? Because he stood in the pocket with somebody that could throw a lot of punches, and he got caught off guard. Now, the problem I see is I didn't know Puma was that much smaller than Bam, and I don't think Bam has never been not the same height or shorter than everyone. So now he is a bigger fighter in this ring, and he's going to come in a lot bigger once that rehydration comes in, and he's going to have the opportunity to put this man out.
I think so.
I think it's going to be a nice check hook. He's going to kind of nail him with some punches inside, and when Puma starts moving around, he moves the wrong direction at the wrong time. Here comes that check hook, and it may even be a counter, whatever the case may be. He's going to land one, and Puma's going down, and you're going to see him like a baby with a big anyway. And he's going to be curled up on the mat.
He's going to be curled up, huh?
Curled up.
And then the Mason one?
Mason?
Right?
Oh, don't put me on the spot, man. I don't know, man.
Come on, man.
This is a true 50-50 fight out of all the fights.
Is this more 50-50 for you than Haney?
More than Haney, yes. Maybe
more
than Haney and
because of the level, right?
Yes, because Mason has never been on this level before. A lot of people don't understand who Sam Noakes is.
Sam Noakes is.
They don't know who he is. They don't know what he has accomplished. Sam Noakes is a very deceitful fighter. He's not as fast and athletic as Abdullah Mason, but he's patient, and I think patience wins wars. So I think with this fight, I think Sam Noakes has a really good chance of upsetting on this fight. With the inexperience of Abdullah Mason, and we've seen him get knocked down and get out of his comfort zone and try to get that knockdown back in that other fight. And then he got knocked down again because he just was throwing wide hooks. Sam Noakes is very known for punching inside, sharp, clean shots. If Abdullah Mason, I think, is going to probably use his range, and maybe he takes it a little bit more. Oh, not to mention, Abdullah Mason I think he's never even been past the 6th round. So I don't even know how he feels with his endurance and how he goes.
I think that was one.
If that goes deep into the fight, that can easily be turned into Sam Noakes. I really don't have a winner in this fight. I'm probably going to lean towards Abdullah Mason because of, like you said, USA, hometown hero. You know what I mean? I'll rock with that. But it's definitely like a really close fight. And for me to really just say,
if you believe three times he's been past the 5th round, he's been to the 6th round 3 times. Right. That's how he's ever gone up in 6 rounds.
And that's because he was trying to get rounds.
Yeah.
And that was after he'd been knocking everybody out. So he's used to stoppages. And
that was definitely early. Like we're talking like 7th fight in his career, and no, he had one. He had one in 2025. He had a 6th
Sam
round.
Noakes had 6 scheduled 12-round fights.
Right.
6.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Oh, he's got the experience.
So I would like to see Abdullah Mason take this win, but like I said, this is a dangerous one, man. If he goes into deep water.
Yeah, just so that you know, if you believe that in your heart of hearts, then it's plus 390 right now. So you might want to put a little money on Noakes if you truly believe that. You know, I was just at the casino checking out what the odds are.
I don't even think he'll get the decision though. If that's the case, I think they'll still get a decision.
So wait, who are you going with in this one?
I will go with Mason. I think by decision it'll be Mason. By early stoppage it'll be Mason. If Noakes runs into, so I don't think the speed's there for Noakes, just to say the least. Let me build on that. I don't think the speed is there for him. I think because of his lack of speed and athleticism, the angles that Mason's going to have is going to actually be what's his downfall for Sam Noakes. I think the footwork's there, the patience is there, but is the foot, the speed there? Is he going to be able to catch a lot of these punches? Is he going to be able to stop a lot of things and get out the way? If he moves out of one thing, does he get caught with something else? That's what we really have to look at, because Abdullah Mason is the younger, athletic, more faster fighter. Sam Noakes is definitely there to be hit for Abdullah Mason. The thing is, does Abdullah Mason have what it takes to go the distance? If he's slowed the fight down, Sam Noakes slows the fight down, and it goes the difference. And Sam Noakes is definitely, you can tilt your hat to him maybe later at the end of the match, but I'm still going with Mason.
Yeah, I'm 100% on that page, and I'll give it back to you right now, round one, just to say that catch and shoot, punch in between punches, movement, Jesse Bam Rodriguez type of energy for Abdullah Mason to do what he needs to do, because Sam Noakes is going to bring that pressure. Sam Noakes is going to fight for the close range, mid-range opportunities. And if Abdullah can use that momentum to his advantage and on purpose set up a strategy to take advantage of that, he can become a superstar tomorrow night, because he has the dance partner that will give him the opportunity to set the American boxing scene on. He legitimately, in my opinion, can jump into face of American boxing conversations tomorrow with the right performance, because he has that kind of dance partner in front of him.
Right.
And I was just going to tell you, Clay, the first time I kind of did this with the streaming software, but when I picked your thing, it was on the Restream. I have Restream. Remember, I told you about Restream.
Right, that's why I did it. Yeah.
Right. So now I connected. I'm actually live on my channel with you guys.
Right. Yep. I was telling Ray about. Well, Ray was telling me about it actually, that he saw the feature. For sure.
Yeah. So now we're all like live on my channel, and there's some people that are texting in the chat too, just letting you know. And then and I'm this is the first time I'm using it, so I'm seeing how it's working, the software, and how it gives to both platforms. So if anything, you were talking about wanting to have to like a little fight party and talking about the fights and everything. I wouldn't mind doing it, because it'll be broadcasted on your platform and mine. You see, it depends on whichever one takes the lead. It's the same. It's going to be the same broadcast. Can have a fight party, and we can break down the fights as we see them. So yeah, it's just something that I just wanted to throw out there. I didn't want to break up the conversation, but I just happened to catch it on my thing, and it was like, oh shit, we are on my channel, and everything is streaming.
I do it every show, believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't mind it at all, man. I don't mind it at all. Because let me tell you something else about that when it comes to that, right? I feel like some people would have an issue with that, but I genuinely don't, because I'm also into this new era of content creation in the boxing space. And I believe that leaders of that conversation are going to be the people who really celebrate boxing. And I believe everybody on this panel celebrates boxing on a broad level. The
Welcome.
Boxing over people.
Yeah. The fanatic.
Welcome, Clay.
Over boxing.
The fanatic fanboy energy in the content creation space. I think it's a changing of the guard. I'm be honest with you. So shout out to all the guys who paved the way for us and inspired us to do things like this. But welcome to World Championship boxing coverage from content creators who watch boxing on that type of level. So I'm here to support a round one. That's why no matter what people say about round one, and I want to make it say it like that, but round one, you know what it is. And I'm sure they say crazy things about me. Shit. I'm a fan because I know where all that energy and long-windedness and all that shit is coming from, bro. And y'all just not used to boxing talk like that. It's cool. You'll get with it, bro, because there's not enough fanboy topics to cover as much as they used to be. You know what I'm saying? It's really about this boxing game. So welcome to the new world.
Well, before I go on my picks across the board, Clay, I will say, and I've always told you this, like, what got you here is you stay to where you're at. And I like the long-windedness. I like the storytelling and all of that, right? I haven't heard too much of you yet, round one, but I will start following and listening to it, like Clay's talking about. At the end of the day, we've had this conversation before, Clay, that we want to try to make ATP where people could come to it that don't even know a lot about boxing, because there's too many channels that you were talking about, the old guard, right? And when there's too much fanaticism and whatnot, it actually makes the casual sports fan go, I don't want to listen to this because I don't know what's going on. So I'm not in this rumorville conversation. I don't know. Tank's beating up women. This dude's taking cocaine. I have no idea. I literally just came in to try to find out who's going to win this fight. And they're talking about, people getting whooped on, cocaine. I don't want to hear none of it. I'm out. Right. So having the safe space and like you said, the other part is the sharing of it. Right. Just, like instead of not being able to say, oh yeah, you could run it on your channel. I think that's stupid. I think everybody should just be able, if you took the time to create your own channel, then it should be shared with everyone, right? And people will gravitate to whoever they want to gravitate to.
They can go to both. They can do what that's what this is about. It could be both. It just can be a lot more than what it's been in the past couple of years, bro. So and call it a gamble. Call it maybe there's an ignorance behind it. Maybe somebody who's got the experience is looking at me like, you're stupid as hell, bro. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm stupid as hell. I don't know, bro. But I'm betting on this. I'm betting on the new guard being the guard that has American boxing get to where it used to be. Because believe it or not, salute to the old guard. Boxing fell off under y'all watch.
Yep.
Don't worry about it, bro. We're here to bring it back.
It is back.
When I met you, Clay, when I met you a few years ago, Clay, I tried to tell you that, you know what I'm saying? We had a different vision.
After the show, we had like a hour and a half, 2 hour private conversation. And bro, it is what it is.
So here you go, Ray. Here's your here's your breakdown, man. Abdullah Mason versus Sam Noakes. Again, if you don't watch enough UK boxing, you will continue to believe that somehow the American way of boxing is far more superior, in which you will be wrong nowadays because you just don't know. It depends on who's bringing up who, and Sam Noakes has been brought up very well. As round one has spoken up to, he has all of his fights are clearing that 10, 12 round range. He's 28 years old. You saw during the weigh-ins today that's a man. That's what a man looks like. He's got man strength. He knows how to knock people out. He knows the style he's going to fight. He's going to fight that style. What we're all banking on is the eye test, that Abdullah Mason is that guy. He's got the height. He's got the skill. He's got the discipline. He's got the humbleness. But at 21 years old, we are asking, like Clay said, Kobe Bryant, to go play in the All-Star game, right?
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Now, this is why I said, Ray, I think this is going to go to decision. I believe that what everybody thinks Abdullah Mason's got the reach advantage, so he's going to be on his back foot and he's going to box backwards. I disagree. I think that Abdullah Mason is going to fight the way he always fights because it's hard to get rid of it. I think that there'll be pockets of this 12-rounder in where as he's learning to fight in that, let me give you a little Vernon Forrest here because I got the height and I got the jab. You're still going to see that inside, let's get down and dirty Abdullah Mason. So I think
that appetite for smoke.
Yes. And I think the difference is that this time around, Abdullah Mason, or at least we're banking on it, this time around he has learned his lesson. On the flip side, to say that Abdullah Mason will knock out Sam Noakes is not giving enough credit to Sam Noakes. It means the people who say that have not watched enough of Sam Noakes. This guy brought in a crowd. He didn't bring in his crowd just to get knocked out. I'll tell you that right now. Exactly. So he's bringing all the juice. This will be a test for Abdullah Mason for us to find out, is he really the real deal? And I'm picking him on a decision. I think it'll be 8-4. Something like that. 8-4 in a closer looking match than what it is. But just like you said, Ray, it's very difficult to pick. I don't want to put the money on plus 390. I have a feeling that Abdullah Mason will come out at the end with a decision. Moving on to Bam Rodriguez and Puma Martinez. If you've watched a lot of Puma Martinez like we have, you will understand that he is tailor-made for Bam Rodriguez. Bam Rodriguez might actually finish this guy faster than Bam finished Kafu. I thought Kafu was a little bit more difficult and was giving Bam some fits. Puma Martinez will be right there for him. Yep. And Ray, I think Bam Rodriguez is gonna knock him out to the body, bro. I think that body's gonna be there all day.
It's gonna be so fast. Watch.
And my, you know what, Puma? Credit to Puma because that guy he's strong. He's built. The Argentinian fighters don't just go away. So I'll give him about 5 rounds. I'll give you 5. Right, but eventually
inside six, I think he just gets.
Yeah, I definitely think.
I would bet the under. Yeah, if you guys go into, I would bet the under for sure. You'll make more money on betting the under. But I do believe Bam Rodriguez will knock him out. The Brian,
I got the uppercut though. I got the uppercut in between the guards, but the body's gonna play.
I got the body on this one. With the Brian Norman versus Devin Haney, we've talked about it so much for so long. Everything you guys are saying is true. And it is true that there's no Devin Haney didn't just say yes to this fight. And I'm not talking about Bill. I'm talking about Devin. He didn't say yes to this just to walk in there, get a payday, and lose. He's obviously training at his highest level. He's finally not having to sink himself to make the weight or any of that. His body's finally going to get a chance to fill out to what it is. So no matter what the result is, Ray, I win, lose, draw. I believe Devin Haney's here to stay at 147. I think he's going to be a major player at 147, and I think he's going to help make the welterweight division the glamour division it should be again, right? No matter what happens. And I do respect Devin Haney for that, because there's this narrative that, I think Bill said it yesterday where he was saying, well, you know what? We're giving you a chance. Well, you know what? Not really, because the champ is Brian Norman Jr. And I think that every single time you hear either the Haneyacks or anyone talking about how great Devin Haney is, they're taking away from how great Brian Norman Jr. actually is. He's only 24 years old. And prior to Xander Zayas, that was our youngest world champion, right? At the same time, we're talking about a country kid. This kid, he's not coming out with rims and jewelry.
I don't know. You've been to Atlanta, bro.
I'm just saying, though, right? Like, he's a very humble, let me work out, and he's second generation. He has seen what his dad went through. He's learning from his dad's mistakes, right? His dad is very invested in him just being a good man, and his boxing skill his boxing punching power for sure is God gifted, right? But even just the skill level that he brings to this, which I think a lot of people are discrediting. I think that a lot of people think Brian Norman's just going to walk forward guy. I think that just like with Tommy Hearns versus Sugar Ray Leonard, you saw kind of a flip and seeing the roles reverse, right? Then you got to see how good of a boxer Tommy Hearns actually is. And then you saw how good of a puncher Sugar Ray Leonard actually is, right? In a fight like that. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be that close, Ray. I'm not. Because I honestly believe, and you guys are going to hate me for this, but I have this feeling. Remember when I told you, when you guys kept telling me that Chris Eubanks was going to do what he did to Conor Benn? And I just had this feeling that I think Conor Benn wasn't getting enough credit for his actual boxing IQ and skill level.
Yeah.
I think the same thing's happening to Brian Norman. I think that everybody's not giving him enough credit for his boxing skill and IQ level. So I believe that Brian Norman will win this by decision. I think you might even see it kind of like how Conor Benn beat Chris Eubanks. Not so much in a dominating fashion like that, but that you could clearly see that the power of Brian Norman Jr. and taking up space in the ring is bothering Devin enough that his experience will help him survive the decision, but because he lacks being able to kind of steal around because of a knockdown, I think it'll be the other way around. I think Brian Norman will score at least 1 knockdown, maybe 2, but head on to a decision, and Brian Norman Jr. will win. Maybe it may be a 7-5 Clay, but it could even be like what you guys are saying. It could be 6-6, but the knockdowns will be the difference. And that knockdown will be like, okay, yeah, Brian Norman clearly won, especially because of the knockdown. But Devin Haney showed us that he is a 147-pounder, and he deserves to be in this platform. And we should all praise him. So that's the way I see that one.
I know Ray about to jump in, but I got some super chats. If I don't catch
it, I'm not jumping.
Oh, go ahead. I'll do the last. I'll do the last one after you.
Yeah, let me just do. It's not that many, but if I don't, I'm going to miss it. Oh god, let me go back down. Let's see. The one thing about this Restream app is different from StreamYard. The super chats are on their own little category, so you can always go back to them and just knock them out. This one, unless there's a way to do it, I have to literally scroll down and find them. So bear with me as I make my way through. It shouldn't take me too long. I know CJ Rich. Hold on a second here. I know CJ Rich put one up earlier today, showing support for the channel. Got
all weird. You can't even type in the chat here.
Goodness gracious. Okay, CJ Rich, thank you for the support, man. I'm trying to find you. I know I saw you before and I didn't. He also gave out a bunch of memberships to the channel to help the channel, man. Salute to you. I don't see you yet in here. I'm trying to find you. Shout out to Warrior Class, grassroots, always supporting the channel. With the super chat says Devin Haney chin will be tested and may get clipped by Brian Norman. So the test will be, can Devin recover quickly, make adjustments, come back and win? I like it, man. I like it. And I think so too. I feel like when it's all said and done that Brian Norman is going to connect at some point. And the question is, how's Devin going to deal with that? The earlier, the better for Brian Norman, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, and only because there's going to be a lot of investment in this fight, but strategy is going to play a key. I think it's an opportunity for the Norman family to come together strategy-wise. If Brian Norman Sr. has been honest about what he sees in Devin and he honors his strength, but at the same time has faith and confidence in what Brian Norman brings to the table, I think we're going to see it play out the way it does. Warrior Class, another $5 super chat, and it says Abdullah Mason has foot place issues. Remember knocked down twice by remember knocked down twice by Super Shag. He's talking about Johan Vasquez.
That's crazy, bro. That's why I started laughing.
Yeah, but Mason made adjustments to win, but he needs to fix the footwork. Yeah, I agree. I think that the thing about these young fighters, and here's my last thing to say about, because we're about to go too. I'm gonna give everybody a chance to close it out. But the last thing I'm gonna say is about these young fighters is they're getting better so fast in between fights that using the triangle theory with them, you have to put a little bit of an angle on them, because you have to also acknowledge the fact that these guys are developing and that every fight there's an opportunity for them to do something way greater than they did in the last fight. They're going to constantly be showing you these fits of fundamental flaws. They're going to be doing these things and growing, but the competition and the matchmaking and the developing of the fighter is going to play a big part into what they do. And I think that's what we're going to see. I think we're going to see adjustments in I think we're going to see big adjustments in Brian Norman Jr.'s approach. We're going to see big adjustments in Abdullah Mason's approach. These guys are young, and that's what they're going to do. And I think the veterans in these fights, or the people who we know, I think they pretty much are who they are. They're getting a little better. You never stop learning, but they are who they are. It's the young fighters who were wondering, can they step up? And I think this is an opportunity for them. And I think it's a changing of the guards. Shout out to Blade Brown also with the support in the channel just right now with a super chat with the $5 says, salute to you guys, man. Salute to you, Blade Brown. Appreciate the support, man.
Salute, Blade Brown. Salute. So let me finish this up, Clay, so you can close it out. Benavidez versus Yard is the main event. It's for the WBA, WBC 175-pound title. We saw what the weigh-ins look like. I'm going Benavidez by decision, but I do want to point this out that no one said yet. So you see Benavidez in there. You see his son is a big part of this whole thing this week, right? His dad, it's a family affair. There's going to be moments where everyone who believes that Yard's got the power to hurt Benavidez, there may even be moments in this fight where Benavidez will get clocked a little bit. There's no way, Clay, in Benavidez's heart of hearts, will he look like a punk in front of his own son, man. That will not happen. So
you heard him in the background too.
yeah, bro. So I think that I say that, Ray, to say that there's going to be that part of Benavidez that's going to give him that extra little booster when it comes to if he feels like he's trapped in danger, kind of the same way Yard did it with Beterbiev in some parts of the fight, right? That Benavidez will look to go, all right, man, strap up, and then he'll get out again. But you're absolutely right that this is the time that we need to see. Benavidez, is the jab working? Can you use your distance? Is your hand speed going to translate to the combinations? Maybe not like Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler style, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like, let's see you boxing a little bit more, because at 175, yeah, we haven't seen him be the monster at 175. We've seen him be the Mexican decision maker at 175, but not the Mexican monster yet at 175. He decisioned Morrell. He decisioned Vosdick. I think this will be a decision against Yard. But as long as at 28, he continues to grow into that 175 body well, and hopefully round one is not right about this, and that Benavidez is doing all right for himself. I really don't want to see you go up to Jai Opetaia right now, man, because Jai Opetaia is a different animal. Please just stay at 175 and fight Bivol and the rest of the crew. Yeah. But I got Benavidez by decision, Clay.
Salute, man. I appreciate all you guys, man. I'll let you guys land it right quick. Just say whatever you got to say. Shout out to your channels, whatever you got to do. I got to get up and get ready to.
All right. I want to leave all four of you guys with this food for thought. Just a little over 24 hours, Subriel Matias tested positive for Austrian.
I wanted to talk about that too.
And I want to wait. Hold on. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry, Clay. Yes, we will. But I just want to tell you guys a little story, and stop me if you heard this before. Once upon a time, Ryan Garcia tested positive for Austrian in a city called New York City, representing the organization fighting for the WBC. Now, this right here, Subriel Matias tests positive in New York City, fighting for the WBC. Stop me if you heard this already. Okay?
I heard it.
And that's just food for thought. That's just food for thought. Okay? Cool. All of a sudden, he opts out of this fight. Remember, Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith were supposed to be on this card. They chose to opt out, go to a purse bid, and show the big guy the little guys can still do business. And I don't think they like that too much. And all of a sudden, the lady that was the head of New York City, when Ryan tested positive, 4 days later, she retires.
Thank you for this.
No, this is just food for thought. I've seen this movie before, where you fight in New York City, you test positive for Austrian, and you fight for the WBC. I'm not saying anything. Just, I'm going to leave it to you guys. My name is Edwin. I'm from Round One Sports Talk. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Word up. Yeah. Thank you.
Salute to Edwin, man. Round One Sports, man, for sure, man. Hey, man, sometimes a wise man once said there's no such thing as coincidences in life, right? So we never know, right? We never know, man. The politics, it won't shock me at all, man. Shout out to you. Anything you guys want to say before we bounce? Because about that time.
I'll be quick. Yeah, just get that green belt off your wall if you think the WBC is setting up people.
Yo, listen, and I got it. I got it with my boy. You notice the Puerto Rican flag.
And do the bow.
Notice the Spanish flag representing Subriel with the WBC.
That would be my first thing. My thing is, I just want to state this. Listen, this is going to be an exciting weekend. We already know what kind of fights we're getting. Top notch, all around the board. We're going to see some great action. Regardless of what people think or what side you're taking, just be there for the fight, support the fight. Let's bring boxing back, because this is what we wanted, as Clay mentioned earlier. This is what Turkey has been given to us, and I think it's forcing the hand of other promoters. You even see some of their guys fighting on these cards, so it just shows you that boxing is definitely taking a course of action and to moving in parallel into the right direction, regardless of Zuffa or other things that Angelo likes to touch on. This is where we need to be, and this is where boxing is at. It's built here on YouTube, on these channels, on other social media platforms, and this is what we're trying to do, is share this with you and bring it to you and engage you guys, which you didn't have the time to do when these guys are fighting right here. You didn't have that opportunity to engage, but now you do, and it's great to get the feedback. You know what I mean? And shout out to my boy Pillow Fist, Glass Jaw, you Devin, whatever, and he had 20 other nicknames. Good job to you, man. Shout out to you. And I hope everything works out for you and no car runs you over. I'm not saying that. I just, karma's moso, but I'm just going to leave
We want you protected. We want you in good health, brother. We want you
to come back so we can talk about it tomorrow.
Listen,
Right.
let me tell you something. Wish life on him, because at the end of the day, as long as he's living and outside, he has an opportunity to get his shit together.
That's what I mean.
You
That's
heard?
what I said.
Right.
So stay out here, man. Don't go away a piece of
karma,
shit.
baby.
Fix it up before he calls you home. You heard? Don't be your whole life.
Yeah,
right.
Listen, man. If that's the case, then man, listen. God bless you, and hope you have a blessed day.
Hey, there you go, Ray. Always take the higher road, bro. Always take the.
I thought I did. I said, I hope nothing bad.
Yeah. No. That was good. That was good.
It was another statement somebody said to him before, so I just want to make sure I clarified it. Make sure nothing bad happened.
So just real quick, Ray is Boxing on Instagram. If you guys ever want to talk Raider content, or you want me to send you where some of these fights are, I'm sure you guys already know how to take the ones that you haven't seen yet on YouTube. Always great to have you do your soliloquies, Clay. ATP Combat Media is going to be, I'm sure, going to be talking about, because we didn't even get to touch on it today, Jake Paul, Anthony Joshua, Netflix.
Did you see my face? I was looking at it right here. I was looking at the face off, and I was like, diabolical. Listen, bro. I don't even want to do. I got stuff to do, but that one was awkward. When
it was awkward. It was awkward.
Ooh. When I saw the face off, I was like, all right.
The reason why, again, I bring it up is just like Ray touched upon earlier. I think it's important for everyone, especially mainstream casual sports fans, to jump into YouTube spaces like this so that you can learn about the in-depth knowledge you need to know about boxing, right? Like what's actually happening in the in-depth knowledge of boxing. Because if you're looking at what Clay's showing us on the phone, that's not, I mean, it is boxing, but it isn't boxing.
Well, this
right?
is scary.
Wait a minute.
That's what this is.
Just 2 weeks ago, Jake Paul was looking down at his opponent, Tank Davis.
Right.
Now he's looking up at a real opponent. You know, so
well, this is that it looked like a moment of clarity,
right?
In that face off, it looked like Jake. You know, all the shit talking is cool, but listen, bro, that was
until you're standing face to face with him,
right?
Yeah, and Anthony's look at him like, "Thank you,
I'm gonna crush you."
The pay.
I'm gonna crush you.
But again,
I must break you.
Yes,
I bring it up, Clay, again, so that everybody will understand that. That's just part of the business of boxing. That is a spectacle and a circus that Netflix is willing to fund, because Netflix is not in the business of boxing. Netflix is in the business of entertainment. And if they can show you a car crash, they will. So 100 million global subscribers will get a chance to see that car crash that we're going to witness on December 19th.
You're damn right.
It is what it is, guys. Hey, man. Salute to everybody, man. Thank you guys for jumping up on the panel, man. I gave the picks, man. Hey, man, may the best man, no matter what, win tomorrow. Boxing wins tomorrow. We win as boxing fans tomorrow. If there was a bet on FanDuel and it sold us on there, I would tell you to pick us every time, man, especially on this one. We definitely the favored to win tomorrow, man. Salute to everybody, man. Combat Media, man. Appreciate you guys.
Peace out.
Who knew I would make it start? They never believe me. Yeah, I would never drop the ball. I know I make it look easy. Yeah, Mayweather with the defense. I don't care what a critic got to say. I got them picking up the pieces.
Hey guys, if you hear me, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed, like the channel, hit that hype button. The hype button. Hit the hype button. Hype me up. Yeah.
Ain't got no other plans. You don't need to understand. Ay, we on overtime. You don't need to understand. Ay, you just show me.